Hello, Steve Arnold.
Hello, Geoff Notkin. Look, July 22nd.
What do you think of the poster? Do you know when this photo was taken?
Where was that?
That was the Iowa River.
Oh.
When the day of the hydro, well, one of the days of the hydro track.
Yeah.
That was the day you got the hydro track stuck on the sandbank in the middle of the Iowa River.
Yes.
What a day.
I try to block some of that out.
Yeah. Well, you certainly blocked the hydro track out, man. So this is the mighty Steve Arnold, one of the world's greatest meteorite hunters of all time. My friend and my fellow star of a show that we used to call Meteorite Men.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
I think so.
Or is it Meteor Men?
Yeah.
Meteorite Men. Now enjoying Renaissance, streaming in high definition on Curiosity and Spark and Pluto and YouTube, you name it.
It's everywhere.
And who am I?
You're Geoff Notkin.
Oh, right.
The esteemed scientist and author and collector, rock star of science.
Wow, thank you.
Wow, did you come up with that or did someone else? You know, the fun thing about live is you just get all kinds of noises, don't you?
Yes, that just it really gives you an idea of this. That echo gives you an idea of
the
size of the gallery collection room here at Heritage Auctions in Dallas, Texas. This is the last day before the Geoff Notkin Meteorite Collection auction, which is tomorrow, Saturday.
Going live
July
under the
22nd.
gavels.
Yes, there's no turning
Part
back now.
2 of 3 parts, 5 parts. Are we doing this every year now?
Steve, no, this is not the final Who tour. This is the second and last ever Meteorite Collection auction of my career.
And I didn't get the memo that we were supposed to come in costume either.
I'm always in costume these days.
Yeah.
I just never went back to normal. I think after we came back from Poland that last time, I just couldn't go back to civilian clothes.
What's normal? I don't know.
Not meteorite hunting.
Hey, we're supposed to talk about
Yes,
meteorites.
we are. Okay, do you recognize this beauty?
I do. Although I remember it from like up here, and it was like about that deep, right?
Oh, deeper, sure.
Yeah.
Always in hindsight, they were always very deeper than you thought. This is a 78-pound Brenham palisite that we found. Mm-hmm. Not your first day, but my first day ever hunting at Brenham and our first day hunting there together.
Yeah.
Steve called me a good few years ago. It was a few years before Meteorite Men. He's usually very excitable on the phone, but you were quite hushed that day, and you said, "I've made an amazing discovery." And you'd found that giant Brenham mass out in Kansas. So I couldn't get a flight to anywhere close.
There isn't.
No. Well, I jumped in
Oklahoma
the car.
City or something?
I flew to Oklahoma City, and then I drove through the night to Kansas and met you, and we went out, and that was the first time I'd ever used the giant detector.
Yeah.
Which you had that coil built specially in Germany. Mm-hmm. He's a genius inventor. If there's a problem, instead of kind of going, well, let me see if I can...
Let's talk about meteorites. You have an auction coming, and we only have a couple minutes. Come on.
Okay, well...
Yes.
Steve was the genius behind the big...
Watch the pilot, and it'll clue him in.
Okay.
All right, next.
I've never known you to be so modest.
Look at this!
All right, so this was always the centerpiece of my collection. Yeah. What kind of meteorite is it?
It's an iron.
Yes.
Regmaglyptid.
Yes.
Cleaned very nicely.
Thank you.
And it's a Campo di Cielo because it's just the signature. But it is the best of. It's even oriented, isn't it? Look at that. That could be a centerpiece of, and will be. Whoever walks home with this one will have a beautiful rock.
150 pounds. The best piece of my collection was
Heavy
always
metal.
the best piece. Always the best piece of my collection, and not just its shape and its orientation, but it's all these thumbprints, the indentations caused when the surface melted. What a beauty. Can you believe that I'm selling that? It was virtually the only thing in my living room for a long time. Do you remember you'd walk into my house and there was a pedestal like this with the meteorite on it and my cat and a guitar and a few things. And I thought, what more do you need? But a meteorite like that in your living room, it's better than TV.
Next. What else do we have here?
You're really
Look at
on
this.
a mission today.
Well, you know.
Okay.
All right, let me brag on you for a minute. If Geoff, yes, you have the big one. You would always, whenever there was a Jim or Mental show, you would go to whoever, usually Russians, but other people would sometimes, and you would just meticulously go through, and you would hoard these up. And there's a fewer than I think last time, so you are purging, aren't you?
That's not a nice word.
It's
I'm
not?
releasing into the wild the Sokotoline Zoo.
We are all just temporary curators,
Yes.
aren't we?
So there are actually more pieces in number this time, but there were some larger pieces last time. That's the Aerolite mascot. That's the one from the postcard.
Look at that. It looks like chocolate.
Don't bite it.
I won't, but...
I won't be able to sell it if you bite it. Don't do it.
Yeah, it'll be worth more. We'll get a certificate.
Do you know you got this one from me?
Oh.
The bunny.
Oh.
In the 90s.
Now I'm messing everything up.
No, it's okay. We've got trained
Oh,
professionals
yeah,
to
the
fix
bunny.
that.
There you go.
Yeah, you got that from me. I mean, you orchestrated the deal which resulted.
Look at that. Yeah. You want
But
that one.
I always think of you when I think of that one. When I first saw it, I thought it was some kind of an exotic fighting fish. I can't really. Maybe I saw it that way, but it's definitely a bunny. There's just no way that's not a rabbit with a jackrabbit, jackalope, with the big ear. So yeah, this is 25 years of, as you say, me making a beeline to. Are the guys here? The guys here from Siberia, the meteorite hunters. What have you got? Well, Geoff, we have nice Sikhotanin. One time, one of the guys pulled a flat out from under the bed. He goes, I have the nice ones I say for you under bed. It was like a spy movie thing. So yes.
Very cool.
A mad collector. And a couple of them.
And one place we haven't gone.
I know. Well, they say it's too dangerous to go there now, but it's controlled by a criminal element. Not that there's probably anything left to find.
Well, they used to
out.
have the Bengal tigers up there, didn't
Yeah, Siberian tigers. Yeah.
Duh.
Do you remember that photo of our friend Ivan? He was quite a squat guy. We used to call him Rasputin. He had long hair and a crazy beard, and he was a tough guy. He was a really good hunter, geologist. And there's a photograph of him, and he goes, Geoff, I show you a picture of me and my pet in Sikhotanin. And he's standing there with a Colt 45, and there's a giant Siberian tiger just about 10 feet away, staring at him. And I go, is that real? This is pre-Photoshop days.
Yeah.
And he goes, yes, it's real. And I was a little upset, and he goes, don't worry, Geoff. I know you like the cat. I'm not shoot the tiger. It's just in case he won't eat me for his lunch. But I fire an air and he's going.
No. Okay, next.
Meteorite hunter saves the tiger. What a day.
Oh. Look at this. More irons.
Yeah, well, you know I'm an iron
You
fanatic.
are...
Oh, you like these? What's this?
Oh, it looks like Vaca Morta.
No.
But it does.
It does from the
the
green.
greeny stuff.
No, closer to home.
Oh.
Came out of the bottom of a really deep hole.
Is that
It's from the
Brenham?
pipe. Yeah.
Oh.
Do you remember when we first got down to the big one, to the
Yes.
273-pound one, how some stuff broke off?
Right.
Well, this is that piece.
I was
that broke off.
binge watching Meteorite
were you?
Men, like a week ago.
Do you like that show?
Yeah. So the international episodes have the extra 3 minutes. So Pluto apparently runs the long one, and some of them I never saw, and I think that was part of what you were talking. I don't know. Anyway.
So for people who aren't familiar with this phenomenon, in ad-heavy United States television world, a typical 1 hour show is 43 minutes. So, and all the rest is ad time. But if you're selling your show to other countries, they make an international version, which is typically 3 to 5 minutes longer. So now that Meteorite Men is back out in the world, thank you, universe, streaming in HD, on some of the platforms are showing the international version. So there's up to 5 minutes of unseen Meteorite Men footage per 23 episodes, and some bits we probably forgot about.
Oh my goodness, I had never seen the extra footage on the Henbury one.
Oh, with the didgeridoo.
With the didgeridoo. And we weren't joking that day. It was our day off because it rained so bad, and we were in the bar, and I was so drunk. during that. And I was just laughing at you and the whole situation. Yeah. And it's like I had just never seen that. And it's probably good that got cut out of the domestic version because I don't want to have a reputation or anything.
Well, our Australian friends discovered that I had always been very interested in the didgeridoo, so they arranged a lesson for us in a bar full of very intoxicated and lively Australian cross-country truck drivers and adventure outback types, Crocodile Dundee types, obviously. And then as a gift, they made a didgeridoo for me out of empty beer cans. It's Australian humour.
Yeah. And that's the day I learned Foster's is not Australian for beer. Apparently that is just a U.S. trademark thing.
Do you know that you were present for finding virtually every one of these pieces? So this is a collection of 8 meteorites that I found in one lot. So obviously Brennan from the pilot, Henbury, it's a really nice Henbury, found that up on the cliffs. Mundrabilla, that was the one that we saw from the truck. That was on the surface.
Gotcha.
Gold Basin, you were there for that. Imilak, you're obviously there for that. Park Forest, you're obviously there for that. Odessa, you're definitely obviously there for that because you found all of those in the road. The only one you weren't there for was this Buzzard Coulee.
No,
that was my first Buzzard Coulee trip. Ooh, look at that, Steve. Look at that. You score 7 out of 8 on the I was there when Geoff found that scale.
How much is 800? I may have to bid on that one.
I'm usually buying your meteorites, not the other way around. Look at the orientation on this Taza. Can you believe that? It's a bit like the head of the alien. Exactly.
Boy, that would have been a good tool if you were needing to.
Well, and there's this theory that why we seem to find less random iron meteorites than we should in arid places, because indigenous people may have picked them up and used them as tools. I mean, I'd almost use that as a tool today.
Right.
Quite a good one, eh?
Mashed potatoes with it.
Yeah. Do you want to tease me about my guitars?
Yes. I don't know. Tease you?
Oh.
Rock and roll.
I forgot to show you this, though. I forgot to show you the hawk. Look.
Oh, it is sort of a hawk, isn't it? Is that what a hawk
I'm
says?
not very good at making that
hawk noise.
That hawk whistle. That sounded more like a rabbit, really. We already saw the rabbit.
Yeah, you see, if this wasn't live, we could just voice over that over the rabbit and.
Oh yeah, I couldn't remember how he went back in the case.
At least it's not a screaming cat.
Well, I know you recognise that. I know you recognise that tour patch.
Yes.
So we made those for season 3, of course, of the show to give as thank yous to everybody who helped us, and I think I gave out 96 because I know that I came home with just a few, and we gave one to our friend Mike Mulgrew, who won the contest for naming the Meteorite Men truck, and I think I put one on eBay, and there's that one, and I have one left for myself, and that's it.
I might have mine somewhere.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I
would hope so too.
Did you see the Neininger letters?
I saw that. I was reading that. Yes.
I think that's one of the best
Let's
things
hear
in the
from
world.
you from time to time. He was so cordial.
He was.
So
when he would write to Oscar Monig, he would always start the letters, "Dear friend Monig." Something about that I really like. Not Oscar, dear Oscar, Mr. Monig, dear friend Monig. I am in receipt of your letter regarding the Leedy, Oklahoma fall. I must take issue with your assertion that the weight of said specimen was 2.6 kilograms. It's friendly but a bit legalish.
yeah, he was a master of the what do they call it? The compliment sandwich, where you say something nice and then you kind of get to the point and then you end with another compliment to kind of. He probably read the How to Win Friends and Influence People. He might have helped him write it back in the day. What else do you have? Oh, we're going to talk about the guitars? I know nothing about
like
guitars.
music, so
I
would
know, right? Okay.
You know who the Clash were, right?
I've heard of them.
You know the song Rock the Casbah?
I know them. Yes.
See?
Yes.
Well, I'll just tell you for fun that this is a Fender Telecaster. It's made in the States, and it's intentionally beaten up like that. So Joe Strummer the lead singer and rhythm guitarist from the Clash, always played a Telecaster, and he used to really wail on it, and I was automatically went into my jazz drummer voice, said, "Oh, it's really wailing on the guitar," and the neck came off. And anyway, they made a limited edition run of the style guitar he played, each one distressed by hand to make it look like his actually beaten up one.
All right.
It's like the opposite of repairing something.
All right.
Anyway, plays great.
Like just spray painting fusion crust on a rusted rock.
Which I'm sure that's been done by some dodgy characters. Well, here's some old friends of yours.
Yes.
So do you remember when you first saw this?
Well, was it pre-pilot?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was in the pilot, wasn't it?
Yeah, because when we were in Brenham the first time, I was using that detector.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I have a photograph where I'm standing in the field looking very, very cold, all completely zipped up.
And we were going for the bigger things, so we weren't really that focused on the little.
Correct.
But
we were using it for pinpointing.
Right.
So when we went over a big target, we'd dig a bit and then we'd stick the detector down. And it was on Cash and Treasures. It was on Wired Science pilot. It was on our Nat Geo show, Our Atmosphere.
Wow.
Yeah, it's done a lot, mate.
It's been everywhere, man.
Yeah. There we are in Lego. Look at you with your hat.
That is
very dapper and Mr. Adventure.
You know,
you look like you know what's going on. I look like a lunatic.
You look like you're sweating blood. Look at that. There's a little.
It's like a terrible scowl.
Yeah, a scrape.
There. Did I
like you hit yourself in the face with your pickaxe?
Did we ever use a pickaxe?
Yeah. There's. Where's your yellow one? There's one around here.
Well, but that's a big one. I mean,
my
mini pickaxe. But I was amazed that the artist Dave Shaddix managed to make such a good recreation of the Meteorite Men motorcycle.
Is it the Meteorite Men, or is that from the Brenham days where I had my three-wheeler that I wrecked 200 times?
I don't think we knew him then. I think it's meant to be.
Okay, it is kind of orange.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be
red.
Meteorite Men motorcycle.
Anyway, we should move on.
I think.
Oh yeah.
I do think due homage should be given to the Rutus.
How many meteorites did you find with that one?
Well, that would be the episode where I didn't actually find any.
Yeah.
And how many did you find?
I found one.
And how big was it?
It was a lot bigger than yours. It's you multiply by infinity.
I remember you chastising me about it in Poland in the mud, and I said, "Steve, that meteorite that you found is the size of an ant's head."
It was a little bigger than that.
And we found so much trash there.
We
and
did.
do you remember, at the beginning, we started finding a lot of stuff that we thought were meteorites, and we said, don't tell production, let's just find a bunch, and then we'll sort it out later. Because sometimes if we found meteorites really early on, they go, okay, you guys have done enough hunting, now sit down and do the science bits. And we go, oh no, we want to do more hunting, so don't tell them we found anything. And then we went back to our hotel and we cleaned them all up, and it was all rusted World War II stuff. None of them were meteorites. But this 1970s, very basic looking vintage detector, pre-digital everything with turn finger analog dials, for whatever reason, was really good at finding those buried Pultusk meteorites.
Yeah. And I've not really used it since, because I don't think I've been in a situation where I wondered. But I'm afraid to get rid of mine in case the situation arises, because it's like worth its weight in gold if you get into the right stream field.
Well, and you wouldn't think really this is the case, but different detectors do a better job at finding different meteorites. It's really odd. It's not like a magnet is a magnet, will stick to iron in a meteorite.
Right.
It's not like we have to have that particular brand of magnet. I don't know, maybe you do. You are a bit detail oriented with stuff like that.
A brand of a magnet, really? Do they brand magnets?
No, we used that company that made the most powerful ones we could find.
Maybe we should brand our own magnets. I think there might be something open there. All right, so what is cool here? Gee.
Well, I really like this Oscar Monig piece.
Yeah, that's
Didn't
classic.
Texas.
Look at that.
So big half stone, polished face. And of course it's got the Monig number and then Oscar's secret code number. which is, according to his late friend R. Ellman, secret code telling where it was found. So the 12 is meant to be the section on the ranch. The D is meant to be the initial of the rancher, the landowner. Okay. So if you could, I think it could
travel back in time.
Yeah, or do some of your really good research with the land records. So very historic piece.
Okay. And very distinctly like American Plains patina.
Yeah, it has that look. Well, here's meteorites from a place where we spent a lot of time. Gold Basin.
Yeah.
So that was one of our late friend Jim Cree's finds. Has that real nice egg shape.
Right.
So typical of Gold Basin's called a fossil meteorite. It's thought to have been on the Earth about 15,000 years. And these two come with little specimen bags. These are early finds of Jim's that went to the U of A for analysis, and when he passed away, his friends and family gave me
the little talking tribute to him is in the extra footage of the Gold Basin.
Is it really?
On the International, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I got choked up watching that because I had not seen it, and there's like, oh my goodness, I remember that. It's like, ugh. So
on that episode, we made a little cairn in memory of our friend who had passed away and had discovered that site and been so nice to us, and left our rock hammers on it.
All right. I might have to bid on those then.
Very touching.
How much?
And these come with the specimen bag. They're U of A specimen bags.
Yeah. History.
Oh, this is cool. So you'll remember our friend Jose, a great meteorite hunter. So this is Las Palmas, which is an unofficial meteorite name. I spent years. Oh, it's definitely a meteorite.
Oh, yeah.
But I always maintain this is a new meteorite. It's not Campo del Cielo. I'm not maintaining it. I'm saying that this is not Campo del Cielo. This is a different meteorite. It was found 300 miles away. The direction of flight of the strewn field is perpendicular to Campo del Cielo, but the structure is similar. Okay. So nobody wanted to give it a new classification. But this is one of the biggest ones that was found in the very small strewn field, and this comes with his find map, which is a big wall-sized map, and near the corner he's put a little X and he's written Las Palmas, and that's where he found it. So treasure hunters, if you think you want to go try and find your own Las Palmas, that's not only the nicest, that's one of the nicest irons in the auction, my best Las Palmas, but also the map. This one's cool. This is a Campo. Look at those teeny red maglips.
Look at that. Yeah.
Doesn't he look like a bat? There's his eyes.
Looks like a ghost.
Oh, it could be a ghost. You could go as this for Halloween.
I could.
You could just put on an iron shawl.
There you go. Float through the air with an iron cloak on.
Gosh, they did a really good job placing these on the stands. I always thought I was good at that, but
it's a glass.
I'm evidently not.
Shelf. Be careful.
You know what? I'm going to come back to this because it was better.
Just set it right here and let the professional.
Okay, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah. They know what they're doing here at Heritage. I am so impressed. People would not believe how big of a meteorite would fit in this room. Never mind how we would get it in. But, I mean, we're talking Hoba would just not even make a dent on this one.
Well, it would if you dropped it.
No, it would. That's how you get it in. Just let go of the helicopter and let it fall.
Can I read a really nice thing that you wrote?
Sure.
So it's very short. So this is my meteorite hunting book, which never would have existed without Steve, because when I was very much a novice in the field, Steve was really the one who organized an international expedition with me and showed me the ropes, and he was quite a mentor to me, and also the only person with good enough humor to put up with me for years on the road. Look, Steve, you took that photo of me next to an unexploded artillery shell. You're quite a courageous lad, really. Yeah, that was in Chile. Okay, this is what Steve wrote. In 1997, on our first expedition to Chile's Atacama Desert, I learned that Geoff was a natural at meteorite hunting. It wasn't until later, however, when he wrote an amazing account of that excursion in a magazine article, that I also began to appreciate his literary skills. If you enjoyed Geoff on Meteorite Men, you are going to love this book. No commercials, no meteorons, no me interrupting him with offers of beef jerky. Just Geoff waxing eloquent about these remarkable treasures from space. It doesn't get any better than this. Aren't you nice?
Ah, well, it was easy to say that because it's all true.
Thanks. Whoops. I can't even put a book
And
on
is
this anymore.
that just a book for sale, or does that go with one?
Quite a few of the lots get a book. So
Okay.
pieces that are particularly, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. So pieces that are particularly featured in the book get a signed book.
Ah, gotcha.
Quite a few lots like that. And 2 of them are in the very next cabinet. Oh, I suppose we just can't really be here and not point out the lunars.
All right. Right. You got to be a lunatic.
Yeah, look, can you point out I've got 3 lunars.
That's
One, yes.
And that looks kind of. And
well
is
done.
this?
Yeah. It's unusual, isn't it? It's very
It
black.
is. It is.
That's NWA 13788.
It's not that terribly old.
And
in
it's
the chronological.
quite a nice end cut as well, so you get the exterior
Yeah. Oh, very thin.
and the interior on that.
The best of both worlds.
Absolutely.
The appreciation. That's
Oh, isn't that great?
so-
It's my favorite lunar.
Yeah, yeah.
So many lunars are very monochromatic. They're just one color-ish, grey. Not that
Well, the
one.
moon only has like 2 colors.
The moon is in black and white
Yeah,
anyway.
it is, right. But it does have a little blue tint.
Oh no,
to it.
I'll tell him you said that next time I'm there.
Oh,
My
okay.
friend said you were very monochromatic, very grayscale. The moon is only black and white. So I guess that explains why lunars are like that.
It sure could.
Okay, so do you recognize?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I haven't even picked it up. You already recognized
recognize
it.
that.
What is it?
It is a park forest
Well done.
meteorite.
And not just any park forest.
One that you found, no
well,
doubt.
it was my best one. That was another one of those times.
You are getting rid of your bests.
Yeah. Yeah, I was serious about this auction. If I'm selling my park forest, you know that.
Yeah.
Look, if I had saved all of the meteorites that I really care about, there wouldn't have been an auction. I didn't want to go, well, I won't sell that one because I found that one. And Steve was there when I found that. So yeah, there it is.
There it is.
The day of the find, when it was pouring rain.
It was.
And we were riding around on mountain bikes in the city like lunatics.
Lightning bolts everywhere, and we had
Yeah.
metal sticks in our hand, broomsticks.
And that was just sitting in a parking lot in the rain.
Just waiting for you.
Yeah.
Come get me, Jeff.
And so, for example, that lot comes with a signed copy of the book because it is featured in the book.
Gotcha.
And I thought it would be nice for people to have that record of it. I'm just trying to find. Oh. Whenever people ask me what is the strangest thing I ever found in my career as a meteorite hunter, first I say you, and then I say, but after that. That was the day, wasn't it? You were
I
driving.
took that picture too, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. And do you remember the Air Force officer when you reported it? He said, well, I hope you guys didn't go anywhere near that giant unexploded warhead. We were like, of course not. We're not stupid. Oh, well. So anyway, that was the point of the books. That was a very long answer to your question.
It was.
There are so many pictures in here, I can't find the one.
Speaking of books, there's a lot of people down here, isn't
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. This is this is the last thing. That's what I wanted to show. That's what I wanted to show you.
Oh, yeah.
So there's our nice Ash Creek stone from the last episode of season 1.
TV star.
Yeah. Yeah, I really am selling the good stuff.
How much do you want for that one? Like minimum. I know that doesn't matter. You could go crazy.
So
Auctions
the estimate is $2,000 for that piece.
Okay.
Estimate.
Estimate.
There's no reserve on it.
That's.
And this is a slice of Ash Creek, and that's from one that you found.
Yeah.
Yeah, you beat me. You beat me on that one. That's a fantastic meteorite.
That was so fun. So the main mass turned up like a month after the fall, like miles away, and I figured out where it was and marked it, and then went back through way back, like 15 miles back, where we were finding the little ash creeks, and in the middle of that zone, I took a yardstick and drew a line. and went and hunted between the main mass and the middle of the little ones, and that was found like 75 feet off of that line, 15-mile line. So it was like, and then a day or two later, it torrential rain, but it was buried about that far down. It looked like a calf's or a cow's footprint in mud, and down about that far in. And I'm sure the others that would have been there got covered up.
So did you see the indentation? Or were
So
you using
I
a
was
detector?
actually with a group of guys from my hometown.
Oh, I
Drug 'em
remember
out
that.
there,
I
and we
remember
were
that.
in a line, and so I didn't actually find it. One of the guys in our line did, but we
wouldn't have found it if you had.
But as a team,
well done.
we found it. Yeah, but it was on my line, so I take a little credit.
Yeah, man.
But that's so cool.
Well, look at all this fun stuff. So you remember this
I do.
from the Gold Basin episode? Oh
Yeah,
yes,
I was-
recreating the moment.
I was being Gilligan,
gosh,
and you were the skipper.
My head's grown since then.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Must be all that radiation. I made you call me captain for that entire episode. You're such a good sport. But look at all this stuff. Production stills, signed photos. Okay, tell them about this.
I want a percentage
about
of this
a
one when
memento.
it sells. So,
Good.
yeah.
I give you real Russian rubles for
I
it.
don't
It's-
need
it's-
Russian
it's,
rubles.
It's cash money.
This is awesome. So this is Schedule 80 PVC for the pipes or for electric usually, and the sun won't melt this, but it was the front skid as my detector would slide along. Yep, and it would wear them out, and then the pipes would start filling with dirt once the hole was dug out or carved out. And so there we go.
And why did they get worn out?
Because we went all over the place.
So you were driving so fast.
No, it was friction. It would have happened even if I went slowly.
So you say.
So I say.
Well, I saved that during one of our multitude of in-field repairs. So all of this stuff on the bottom shelf is one lot. Some of our Meteorites. Some of these are from Tucson Ring episode.
Something for everyone.
Odessa. That was from Poland. That bullet. My dossiers from the episodes. Pultusk, Morasco. These are field maps from the show. My watch took a bit of a beating. My field loop. My other field loop. My field scale.
That came from that little bag that you gave me.
Oh yes, the meteorite hunting kit.
Right.
That was.
Where was I? You discussed that in the second White Court episode.
Yeah, we did. Well,
Because I needed a baggie, and you were so mad because you had just given me the kit with the baggies, and I lost it. As if I lose anything.
Well, I designed this beautiful meteorite hunting kit, which was a little military canvas bag, and it had specimen bags,
It's not for sale, though,
scale.
but that is.
But it was fantastic,
It
and
was.
I made that for you. And at the end of the episode, I needed something. I go, Steve, can I borrow your meteorite hunting kit? And you produced it, and all that was left was the bag. You'd lost every other single thing.
I
in it.
knew that's where this story was going, and I tried to divert you. What time's the auction start tomorrow, and if someone wants to bid, what should they do?
It is noon Central Time tomorrow, Saturday, July the 22nd. And for more information, please go to ha.com/Notkin. That's HA for Heritage Auctions. And all the info is there. Catalog. You can bid by telephone. You can make internet bids. You can come here in person and hang out with us at the live floor session. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
Maybe
$1.
$1.
I'm going to start some bids.
Well, thank you so much for coming down and having this walk down Meteorite Lane with me. It was great fun. Great to see. I haven't seen you in over a year.
Wow.
Oh, well, we should probably get together more often. Maybe we do a show or something.
We need a good American fall.